Okay. Good morning, boys and girls, ladies and gents. This is Genviève, and you are on Genvièv TV, your channel for forensic and clinical education. And today I am so excited to have this absolutely wonderful guest with us who interviewed me last week, actually, on neuroplasticity, brain plasticity, and the use of forensic hypnosis in criminal investigations and criminal case files. And we had such a wonderful, not only connection, but almost miraculous event after the recording that I decided to invite her this week to speak about this wonderful technique that she shared with me last week. So on the show today, we have Dr. Shelley Stockwell Nicholas. She is a renowned hypnotherapist, hypnotist, metaphysician, and coach, the author of over 25 books on hypnosis and the mind, and has been in this field like me for a lifetime, for over 40 years. And so welcome, Dr. Shelley. Thank you so much for being on the show with us today.
Thank you, Genviève. It's such a pleasure. You are a bright light in the world, and we're so grateful that you share this on to all of us. It's a gift to us all. So today we wanted to talk about what happened with you and what we did, the magic of what we did. And anyone can do what you did because it's part of our hardwiring. It's part of our God-given gift to be balanced.
Exactly. And I want to just interject for just a second, if I may, and share with our audience here what happened is last week during our interview, just before the interview, all the way until we were scheduled to go live, I was thinking I need to cancel because, as you all know here on the channel, I'm a trauma survivor. I have multiple traumatic severe brain injuries, and some of the sequela to the trauma that all of us with traumatic brain injury experience are blinding migraines. And when they hit, there's very little that actually the medical field can do. The best they can do is when you show up at ER folded in half because you can't tolerate it anymore, they put you on IV with benzodiazepine or morphine or whatnot. Although these days, nobody gives morphine anymore, even for surgeries, I hear. But other than that, when you're on your own with those migraines, the medical field is falling flat. I mean, for me, I found no relief. And so last week, I thought, how am I going to perform? And I'm just such a trooper. I went live anyways, didn't say a thing. But after the show, I was sharing with Dr. Shelley that I almost canceled because I was in excruciating pain. And so she led me through this methodology, which involves eye motion. And we've all heard how eye movement, such as EMDR, for instance, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, helps releasing traumatic wounds, both physical, mental, and emotional, actually. And also in physical therapy, occupational therapy, they use eye motion to reprocess and release tension in the muscles. So last week, Dr. Shelley, after the show, took me through this methodology, and I have to share that I had been in excruciating, vomiting, blinding pain for about 2.5 weeks. Those migraines, when they hit, they last sometimes 3 weeks. And within minutes after you shared this technique with me, there was a significant improvement and a lasting improvement. My mind was constantly telling me it's too good to be true. It's not going to last. It's not going to last. Then the migraine tried to come back since last week, sporadically now and then. I can, feel the force, the darkness coming in, and I redo the exercise and it fades away. So, wow.
So I want to talk about why. Why did that happen to beautiful Genviève? Okay, so first of all, it's part of what I call my Stockwell's mind-body protocols. And I have many, many, many of them, hundreds of them. And having been in this field of mind, body, spirit work for over 40 years, I just glean all the things that I've ever been exposed to, and probably there's nothing new under the sun, but maybe the way I put it together is. And I want to teach everybody who's watching this how to do it. But before I teach them how to do it, I want to talk about where it came from.
Perfect.
So there we have a long history of both attaching and detaching emotions and feelings to body parts. And unfortunately, right now, a lot of people consider the brain separate from the body. And we know that you are not a body hanging off a brain. You are a mind and body. And so Fritz Perls and his wife Laura Perls and Virginia Satir and a lot of old timers in psychology really were big on what they called spatial anchoring. That was kind of connecting mind and body, you know, that you do a movement with your finger and they go, what's your finger trying to say? And your finger saying hello or whatever, you know. They would let you dialogue with the body. Or it was sometimes called psychogeography. Okay? And so they really connected body behavior to mind, to thoughts. Now, some people do it through words, you know, like if you have, let's say, a negative thought. We're not talking about a headache right now, a negative thought of any kind. If you just simply detach it from embracing it by saying, my mind is having a thought. Oh, my brain is having a thought. 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 Then all of a sudden there's this kind of this distancing of the thought from the experience of the ickies.
You know, the DBT technique teaches us we are not our thoughts. We are not our emotions. We think our thoughts, like clouds in the sky, they come by.
Right. So when you have a physical discomfort, you can invite it into the house, hang its coat in the closet, and have it spend the night. Or you can say, you know, thanks for coming. Here's the door. Catch you later. And you can just invite it to leave. So there's some really important things to psychogeography that allow you to do this. And in your case with a headache, you had it going on for a while. And now, in retrospect, as you felt it happening, you sort of keyed into what the beginning of it is. You were able to do this exercise and have it leave. And that's one key right there. And one of the things to keep it gone is to not ever say again out loud or to anyone, when I have one of these migraines that lasts for weeks. Because you're hypnotizing yourself to believe that, when in fact you could hypnotize yourself to say, I'll never have another one.
I used to have a long time ago. In fact, the memory is fleeting from my
That's right. Exactly.
Did I ever have some
So that's the power of verbal suggestion. But in fact, this whole idea is really, we call it hypnokinesthetics. My friend Patricia Vesey calls it hypnokinesthetics. Some people use techniques like this in a thing they call havoning. My friend Maggie Wild used this when she had a stroke at 39, and she actually cured herself from these terrible strokes, and she was dying basically. These are ways to control the brain, or brain CPR. My friend Maggie calls it CPR for control, programming, and rewiring. Okay, CPR, control, programming, rewiring. It's all very clever, but I will tell you, in the field of mind-body and in the field of hypnosis, everybody and their uncle renames everything. and they market it. They sell it because that's how you get business. You know, you don't sell the steak, you sell the sizzle. So everybody sells the sizzle to, you know, their approach. So my approach is my mind-body protocols, Dr. Shelley's mind-body protocols. And this is the protocol that I have found works miracles if you have a headache or even any kind of anomaly, really. And I'm going to walk Genvièv through it right now. She's going to be my model. And you out there who are watching this, you can use this just to show yourself how integrated your brain is. All right? So this is what you do. Sit up straight. That's right. And just for the heck of it, notice your breathing, because you might have forgotten that. It's something you do every day. So take a deep breath in. And when you let it out, let's let out a nice little ah. That's right. We're going to do that one more time. And this time when you breathe fully and completely, breathe all the oxygen in you can to your brain. And when you let it out, just imagine yourself sitting in a nice easy chair and just going, ah. So ready? Here we go. Ah. Now you're actually performing a brain function. You didn't think of it that way. Obviously, breathing is a function or you'd be dead. But the brain function, when you go, ah, you are vibrating the vagal nerve. Now the vagal nerve, if you feel in the back of your head, everybody, you'll feel a little bump there. It's called the Neanderthal bun. And below it, inside between where your head connects to your neck, is a nerve bundle. It's called the vagal nerve. Now, the vagal nerve is the longest nerve bundle in your entire body. And it actually is the determinant of your emotional responses, sometimes called the gut nerve. Okay? But it goes all the way down to your gut, and so you know where it is now. So you can take your hands down, just sit up straight, and again, let's do a nice breath in and let it out. And that makes your vagal nerve very happy. And when your vagal nerve is happy, instead of saying, uh-oh, danger, hurt, pain, run, fight, flight, freeze, it says, dance, play, laugh, happy, relax, take it easy, perform, all the good things that the vagal nerve does for you. See, the vagal nerve is a two-edged sword. It can bring you to the pits of hell or the height of ecstasy. It is the determinant nerve within your body. It starts here, and what starts in vagal does not stay in vagal. No, no, no. What starts in what happens in vagal goes through your whole body.
Everywhere.
Okay, now, so the vagal nerve likes vibration. So if you were to just do a simple exercise, and this is not what we did with Genvièv, I'll come to that in a minute, but here's the most simple exercise if you want to relax. Hum Happy Birthday.
That's what we do in emotional freedom technique.
Okay, well, there you go. It's all the same stuff. Like I said, everybody claims it and names it. So now, if you want to go to the bathroom and you're constipated, sit on the pot, hum Happy Birthday, and it will relax the sphincter muscles, and you'll easily do your business. So it's a really cool tool to know. The vagal nerve likes vibration. All right? So now in this case, Genvièv is smart enough and tuned in enough, like you are, to notice the key moment when something icky is happening, either a thought or a sensation or an idea or a vibration. And when that came to her, and if it ever comes to you, it is sometimes called an aura. When people get their migraine headaches, which they've had maybe, it comes as a kind of a blurry sensation for some. It comes in various ways. For some people, it might come as a color. For others, it may feel that they're just dampened or stymied or sluggish. It comes in different ways to different people. If you have chronic fatigue, you might be thinking clearly one moment, and all of a sudden you know you're thinking fuzzy.
Makes me think about brain fog, which is also such a huge sequela to trauma that puts you in that state of dissociative separation.
That's right. It's actually a defense mechanism, but it's not working if you're in pain. Okay? So all the therapy in the world and all the regressing to source and all the, dancing the bossa nova or whatever you do doesn't matter if you are inviting this to dinner.
Right.
So the way to not invite it to dinner is to balance your brain function in a physical fashion. And that's what we did with you. And the way we had you rewire your mindset about pain in that case is we first did a simple exercise. With either the eyes open or closed, it really doesn't matter. In very slow motion, you rotate your eyes in a circle. Now, this is an interesting thing. If I was watching Genvièv and she was very close to the camera and I could see her more clearly because we're obviously not in the same room, I would notice that when she rotates her eyes, there may be places where the eyes jump.
Right. Yes. And you can feel it as you do that.
And you can feel it. When the eyes jump, those are the places in the brain, and I'm not going to tell you where they are because I don't know, and neither do scientists. They think they know everything, but they really don't know. They try to equate location with emotion. It doesn't work. But I will tell you, when your eyes jump, it tells you that place needs to be smoothed, because that means there's a glitch in the brain holistic mechanism. Maybe a brain injury, maybe a concussion, maybe just a disruptive thought. I'm not quite sure. So right now, everybody watching this, and Genvièv, with your eyes open or closed, very slowly, like it's so slow, like it's a little snail riding on the back of
Shelley,
a
can you show us with your finger how slow we're supposed to go? Do a round so that we can follow the.
I want you to imagine you're a snail on the back of a turtle.
Okay.
Okay? That's how slow you're going to go. You're going to go.
Oh, my. Yeah, I was doing it a lot faster.
Well, you can. As you get good at this, you get faster. But when you're first doing it, you're going to map it. I think it's best to start out with your eyes closed. So go ahead and close your eyes.
Okay.
And very slow motion. Start at the top, maybe. And breathe. Remember to breathe, because if you don't breathe, remember you keel over. So now, very slowly, rotate your eyes to the right, all the way to the right, slowly, so slowly that it's almost minuscule. And notice if your eyes dance, and if it does, just do it again over there so it's smoother. And bring the eyes in a circle. Bring it down toward the bottom very slowly, in slow-mo. And when you get to the bottom, enjoy that. You made it halfway around. And then go ahead and bring it around the other way. And bring it very slow-mo all the way up. Taking your time, though. Really, there's no rush. If you're in the middle of a business meeting, you could do this and no one would even know what you're doing. And you would balance your brain. Bring it all the way gently up to the top. And this is a practice session, so now when you get to the top, just blink 3 times. Blink, blink, blink. Good. Let's do it again. It'll probably be easier again in slow-mo. Eyes closed or open, it's up to you. Rotating. And you'll see if it dances, just slow it down. Let it flow. Let it flow. This is just, it's like exercising your brain. You go to the gym and you exercise a muscle. Well, let's say you got muscles in your head, which you don't, but anyway, you have a lot of liquid in your head. And just rotate your eyes in that circle, very slow, slowly, and good. And then when you're done, blink, blink, blink. And go ahead and open your eyes, a nice stretch. Big stretch, palms above your head, and the word is yes. Yes, 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 yes,
yes, yes, yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so now what you've just done is you practice going in one direction. And I find it's fun to do it 3 times in the one direction. Then you do it 3 times in the other direction. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And blink, blink, blink. You don't have to blink, but I find it kind of cuts it, or kind of a disruptor, I say. And what happens is I believe, you are making your brain work as a whole. And the places that you danced are suddenly smoother, and any discomfort vanishes. It just vanishes. And it's gone forever. The more you do this, the more you ensure that it's gone forever. And a good time to do this is when you're in bed at night before you fall asleep. Do your brain exercise. And then take a nice deep breath. Ah. Now there's other things you can do too, which are equally interesting and equally effective. So for example, I'd like you right now to think of something that pisses you off, something that really makes you mad. You get really good and mad. And when you're thinking of that thing, take your hands and place them like this on your legs.
Open hands, open palms.
Take a deep breath. Gone.
DBT, another DBT technique.
Gone. Okay? Now, other things you can do. Take your hands and put them on your face. Rotate like this. Look at me. Rotate again the other way. Hands on your shoulders. Give yourself a big hug. Say to yourself, I'm perfect just the way I am.
I am perfect just the way I am.
And every day in every way.
And every day in every way.
I get better and better.
That's Silva. Jose Silva gets better and better.
Okay, change the way the hands are. Rotate other direction. Big hug. Put your head on your hand. And rock yourself. Now run your hands down your arms. Relax your hands on your legs, palms up. Take a nice, full, easy breath. An inspiration, and let it out. Now, with your eyes closed, since you've now balanced your brain and remembered to love yourself that much more, go ahead and breathe into your skull package. From the third eye straight into the middle of your brain and straight down from the top of your head. When you find that point of light from the third eye in and the top of your head down, you'll be at a place called the septum lucidum or the septum pellucidum. This is the peaceful center of your mind-body. If there's anything that's ever troubled you, it will melt away when you're there. It'll just vanish like a candle melting. But if you put something there that you want for yourself, more money, more love, more kindness, more fun, and smile, keeping your focus there, it comes to fruition. You see, your vagal nerve wants to please you because you've just pleased it. Gentle breath. Now you can raise the energy above your head and you'll find that you have guidance as well that may come to you. That too is a gift. Nice breath in, everybody. Smile on yourself. Smile all over yourself. And you've just learned a little flavor of Stockwell's mind-body protocols. So
thank you.
Open your eyes.
Thank you, Dr. Shelley. What a gift.
Yeah,
We're all going to flow through the rest of the day at ease and in joyful, fluid motion and energy.
So I like to teach this to my spiritual counselors when I certify them, because it gives them tools that they can give their clients that really make a difference. Because you don't want somebody to be in therapy for the rest of their lives.
That's the normal model.
That's non-productive.
Exactly.
What's really productive is take away tools. Now, I remember I had this one of my students who was a radio announcer back east and a hypnotherapist. He was called to the house of a man who couldn't leave the house. He had what we call agoraphobia. He was afraid to leave the house. And so when my friend arrived at the house, the mother of this 40-year-old man said, "You better watch out, because if he gets better, we won't get his disability checks."
There you go, the benefit.
There's one benefit, okay? Yeah. Mom guarding him to be that malfunctioning, okay? He goes up to the guy's bedroom, 40-year-old man, and he hypnotizes him to go to the source of why he's not leaving the house. And he hasn't left the house for, I don't know, a period of time. And what comes out is he says, "Well, I went to a psychiatrist. It was a Christian psychiatrist. And I went to this guy for 15 years.
Wow.
And he told me," and at that time I could leave the house, "he told me, without me, you can't function."
Exactly. There you go.
Those are the exact words, right? That came out in hypnosis. And then, to top it all off, that psychiatrist died. So we call that
nice work from
nice work. It's called the hypnotic seal, and it's nasty.
Yeah.
It's nasty. Now, there's some good hypnotic seals that are great, like "I'll never smoke pot again" or whatever, but that's a nasty one.
Yeah.
And so this poor man was locked in his room because he had a hypnotic seal that without dead schmo blow, he was gonna not function. So anyway, my hypnotist student helped him greatly, and he was able to leave the house. But I'm sure much to the mother's chagrin.
More benefit.
But we have to understand that our behavior is a matter of stories we tell ourselves, or stories that we have received from someone else that we then reinforce by telling ourselves.
Exactly. Negative.
So, for example, right now we have a lot of negative news coming out all over the place. And I don't know what's true and false anymore. I totally don't know. Most of it seems like false to me, but that's me. But, you need to decide for yourself, is this information serving me well, or is there a better way for me to process it? So to come to believe that you're disabled, to come to believe that you're faulty, or to come to believe that something's wrong with you just because you had an injury or a concussion, there's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect. You are perfectly you, and you are functioning at optimum given you. And when you get that, when you really embrace that knowing, then you don't need years and years of blah, blah talk. You need to know the simple mechanisms that reframe and reignite you into perfection. That's all. And we don't need to drive our car looking in the rear view mirror.
All the time. Absolutely.
Because some people, they literally live their life from what happened to them when they were a baby. And there's a lot of bad things that happen to babies. So that's what happened. It's done and over. Now, where are we now? What can I do today to be my best self? How can I be happy and feel great? And and that's why hypnosis works. Because hypnosis is the tool. That's why learning self-hypnosis is good. You go in and find out.
Absolutely. And both Dr. Shelley and I are board certified instructors in hypnosis, hypnotherapy, regression to cause, forensic, clinical. So if you want to know more about Dr. Shelley, look at her website, hypnosisfederation.com. She's the president of the International Hypnosis Federation, and she can be reached at 310-541-4844. And thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Shelley. Once again, it was such a pleasure. In fact, I want to plan another interview with you whenever you have the time to talk that time about phobias, because I saw a very interesting article on your website about phobias, and I know that's something that a lot of people struggle with. So we'll keep that in the future plans.
Okay, very good. I'd love to do that. And I also would like to talk about a really important thing, which is who are you? And in terms of who are you at your essence. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people may not know their life's purpose or their essential energy or why they even came on an earth walk. And that's a really cool thing to explore as well.
Absolutely. And I think you and I have exactly the same beliefs and the same approach. I keep telling people you're not your body. And we know that scientifically. Every 7 years, we have an entirely new body. We're not our brain. Our brain is the operating software that operates our body. So who are we? We are life. We're an energy of life that is inhabiting our body like a vehicle and using our brain to operate our body. And that energy of life, as you said so beautifully, is always whole, always well, always beautiful and glowing. And that is the ultimate safety. And I think in our work, what we teach people is to get back to the energy of life. And quantum physics actually tells us that time and space and matter itself, all of that are illusions. And what we believe, we experience. That's the very demonstration, the very depth of quantum physics. So our work is so typically deeply in line with each other's. That's why I think we have this wonderful interaction. I'm so blessed.
Yeah, so you see behind me is Einstein. Okay, that's one of my paintings. And Einstein's put it like you just said, only in his own words. He said, we're each like a child, an innocent child who's walked into a library. And in this library, floor to ceiling, are books in languages that we can't even decipher. And we don't know anything about what's in the books, but we're in awe of them. And our job is to discover the hidden language of those books.
Beautifully said.
Because it exists within each of us.
Beautifully said. I love
that. That guy was a genius.
Yeah, of course, we know that. And I love your depiction of him. It's beautiful. So everybody, next on youtube.com/Genvièv TV, I will be doing a mindfulness guided hypnotherapy restructuring, brain recalibrating exercise in the rainforest with a powerful member of the Quileute tribe. So most of you out there have heard about the Quileutes through the movie Twilight, the series Twilight. Their history is based on the belief they were descendants of wolves and werewolves. So should I not come back? You all know why. I'm going to meet.
It's been really nice knowing you.
Going to meet this magnificently powerful shaman whose voice is like an energy of restructuring vibration. And we were conducting some exercises together the last few weeks with, it's incredible because he's not a hypnotherapist and we're on the phone and he's hypnotizing me. And I said, this man is brilliant. I need to bring him on the channel. So we will be conducting together in the rainforest, probably, mindfulness exercise based on restructuring and throwing off what no longer serves us. So stay tuned, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you so much, Dr. Shelley, for being with me on the show. Once again, it's such a pleasure interacting with you, and I look forward to featuring you again. And everybody out there, my name is Genvièv St. Clair. I'm a board-certified, award-winning forensic and clinical hypnotherapy educator, a trauma survivor, and an emergency medicine first responder. And this channel, Genvièv TV, is your channel for empowerment, inspiration, and education. So thank you all for joining me and joining Dr. Shelley today in this wonderful demonstration. I'm so grateful for your gift to all of us, Dr. Shelley. And everybody, have a beautiful rest of your day. Ciao, ciao.